This episode of Android Authority is brought to you by Audible. Go to audiblepodcast.com/authority for a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today. Hey everybody, I'm Kris Wook. You ask, we answer. It's Android Authority Q&A for July 17th, 2013. David asks, is there a way to run Jelly Bean on the Samsung Galaxy 3, aka the 580? As long as you don't mind a custom ROM, then yeah, there are a bunch of ways. I'd suggest heading over to XDA Developers and then checking out the Android Development Forum in the Galaxy 3 section. And there are quite a few options there. Just take your time and make your choice. Maris says, hi Kris, I just read that the HTC One is now HTC Pro certified. What does this mean for HTC One users? HTC Pro certification is basically HTC's way of saying to companies that, hey, you can buy a fleet of these for your employees and they'll work exactly as intended. That's why when you go to the HTC Pro website, you'll see a bunch of guys in suits. Basically, for an individual user, it's not that important, but for businesses, it's very important. Jake asks, is there any way to completely turn off a phone without a removable battery, for example, if it freezes? Yes, there is, as long as something hasn't gone horrifically, catastrophically wrong. Just hold down the power button and keep holding it until the device powers off. I've never seen that not work. John says, hello. Hello, John. I recently read your article about the changes to the Sprint terms of service and how this can get you out of your contract with Sprint, and I wanted to ask, does this pertain only to WiMAX devices or all devices in general? Here's the thing, Sprint has basically said that in their opinion, the changes aren't significant enough to just let anyone out of their contract, no questions asked. That said, they have said that customers are free to discuss issues, including those related to their service, with Sprint. I'd say give it a try, it can't hurt to ask. Helgi James says, hi, I have a phone that's 2 years old and newer apps don't work on it. Will this be fixed or should I get a new phone? If so, do you recommend anything? Well, without knowing what phone you have, it's kind of hard to say whether or not you'll be seeing any updates. That said, with a phone that's 2 years old, they're probably not going to be coming too quickly for your phone, so yeah, it might be time to move on. When it comes to recommendations, that's kind of tough to answer because there are a lot of good phones out there. I would say your best bet is decide what you want to spend, then just start checking out a bunch of reviews and figure out what works for you. By the way, Android Authority does a lot of those, so you might want to check them out. Valentine says, this might sound stupid, but do you think that the LG G2, what we've seen leaked anyway, could be the Nexus 5? It could be possible, even likely. Last week we reported that a Korean website was saying that a Nexus 5 based on the LG G2 and running Android 5 Key Lime Pie could be coming in October. Rumors are always iffy, so I'm not making promises, but stranger things have happened, and the LG Optimus G and the Nexus 4 were basically the same thing, so yeah, it seems like it could happen. Giovanni says, I have a Galaxy S4 and its memory is almost full. How can I transfer my music, photos, and apps to my SD card? Moving your photos and music to the SD card is really easy. Just use the My Files app, track down the files you want to move, and then copy them over to the SD card. For apps, just go into the Application Manager and Settings, select an app, and hit Move to SD card. Just a quick note, this does require the latest software update for the S4, and not all apps can be moved to the SD card. Still, this should help you free up a lot of space. And that wraps it up for this week, folks. We have a written companion to this video at AndroidAuthority.com. You can find a link down in the description. Now remember, this show is powered by your questions, so keep them coming. You can find the link to ask your own questions down in the description as well. Make sure to check out our other shows. Josh hosts Android Authority Weekly every Sunday covering the top Android news of the week. And do you like free stuff? Of course you do. Then make sure to check out the Sunday giveaway hosted by me. And I think you can guess which day that one's on. I'm Kris Wook, and as always, thank you for watching. Do you like free stuff? Of course, everybody does! Okay, I'm a little off the rails here.